Thanks for coming out this evening. You guys can make room, filter in. There's some room over here. If you guys want to come stand over here. There's plenty of room. Alright, thank you all for coming out this evening. I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Amanda Sharon, and I'm Brad's campaign manager. So thank you all for joining us. Just a little bit about myself. I graduated from Tohoto Regional High School, which is in Boylston. I live in Berlin, and right now I'm attending St. Anselm College in Manchester, New Hampshire. So we see a lot of political action up there. If you're ever in the area, give me a buzz, and I'd be happy to show you around. So we're going to get things started, and first I would like to introduce Representative Beaton, and he is going to speak for a little bit. So if everyone could give him his attention, that'd be great.
Good evening, everybody. Great crowd here to come out for a great candidate. So thank you all very much for being here. And before we get going, I just wanted to take a moment to get things started off with a quick Pledge of Allegiance. And there's a flag
in there,
right over there in the corner. So we can all stand. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. We have a very, very special treat here for us tonight. We have Brad's daughter, Hannah, who is going to deliver a song for us. So take it away, Hannah.
God bless the USA, and I have some little music thingies over here. So. If tomorrow the things were gone, I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side. I thank my lucky stars to be leaving here today, where the flag that stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died to give that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defenders do today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and Boston to LA. But there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died to give that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defenders do today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died to give that right to me. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend your soon today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Whoa. That was awesome. Nice job, man. Bravo. So next, I just wanted to take a quick moment to introduce a few folks that are joining us here tonight. I want to start with Bonnie Johnson, State Committee woman for the First District. Chanel Prunier, our National Committee woman. Frank Ardinger from Leicester, State Committee man. Close enough. He knows an L. Joe Natoro, Clinton RTC. Jim Knowlton from the Worcester RTC. Kim Shepard from the Northborough RTC. Frank Bodine from the Boylston RTC. Marshall Horowitz from the Holden RTC. We have some candidates running for various offices. We have. Did I forget? Who did I forget someone?
Yeah, Brad's mom is West Boylston.
Okay. Thank you for putting that one up.
Uh-oh, Brad.
Yeah, you are in trouble.
No concern.
She's inherited.
Kate Campanelli running out in what district is it? 17th Worcester District. Dylan Corpita, I have no idea what the district is, but you're up in Deerfield, Massachusetts. First rank. And we have some representatives from the Mass Fiscal Alliance, the husband-wife combo of Paul and Lori Craney. Mark Mazzina from the Campaign for Liberty. And two candidates for Register of Probate, one out in Essex County, Mike Morales, and a good friend of mine and wife of a colleague of mine, Stephanie Fatman. And we also have Mike Ruby from New Jobs from Massachusetts. And now it is great, for those of you who don't know, might have missed it, I am a second-term state representative. And, you know, Brad was one of those guys that when I was running, we go way back to high school ties. We went to the same high school. He was one of the first guys to step up. And as you all know, he probably has done more for candidates in central Massachusetts than just about anybody, from just his resources and connections and everything that you've done. Just a round of applause for that. He really is a great guy. All of you know him. You know, we have. He's going to get up here and tell you all how awesome he is and ready to rock up there. But we need him up in Boston. He is the exact kind of guy that we need. He's a common sense, good old-fashioned conservative guy who we need more of him to bring some more balance up to Beacon Hill. So, but another guy that's done one heck of a lot for Republicans on every end of the ticket, top to bottom, is a man who you know, we all know we're all here to support, and another guy that has done countless things for me and all Republican candidates across the Commonwealth. It is really the man, the cornerstone of our Republican Party that has been there working to put all the pieces together over the last 4 years to put up such a strong run. And that is my good friend and awesome candidate for governor, Mr. Charlie Baker.
Thank you for all that you've done on behalf of your colleagues and the folks in Central Masson and Shrewsbury on their behalf. You're a terrific guy to have on Beacon Hill, and I know Brad can't wait to have an opportunity to get to work with you and the rest of your 54 colleagues. Where's Carl Goldman, who are going to be elected? There he is. First of all, let me just thank you all for coming out tonight to support Brad and to support him in a race where when Brad originally got into this race, he thought he was running for an open seat, and now he's running against an incumbent. I'm sure you're going to run exactly the same campaign you would have run anyway, Brad. But the most important point I want to make tonight is how important it is that we create balance on Beacon Hill and that we get more than one voice up there representing your voice as well as the voice of the people of this area. The one-party government is just never a good idea. I don't care what country you come from, what state you live in, it's never a good idea. And just to give you a couple of quick, easy examples about what it means here in Massachusetts, it means we passed the tech tax, which was the most onerous tax on innovation in the country. And then one day, which all the Republicans, of course, opposed, and then woke up one day and realized that there was a big technology sector in the Massachusetts economy that was all set to rise up and fight this, and so immediately it got repealed. But this is the same gang that gave us the automatic increase in the gas tax, which goes up forever and ever without anybody ever having to vote on it again. Oh, by the way, it doesn't actually go down if the cost of money goes down; it only goes up. But that one is another great example of where a whole bunch of people. Grassroots got together and collected 100,000 signatures to put that question on the ballot, to put it in front of the voters. And I'm looking forward, as well as I'm quite sure most voters are in Massachusetts, to have an opportunity to vote for that ballot question and to send the right message to folks on Beacon Hill on why automatic increases in the gas tax are a bad idea. Or we could talk about the fact that there's been a common sense welfare reform proposal, bipartisan by the way, sitting in a conference committee now for 6 months. And as the clock ticks on the legislative calendar, I just heard Sean O'Connell, state rep from Taunton, who led the charge on this on the radio on my way in, talking about the fact that she's now worried that the legislature may not get around to enacting these common sense reforms before they go home. But on issue after issue after issue, over and over and over again, the overwhelming message coming from the folks on Beacon Hill is that your voice and the voices of those who may not necessarily agree with the powers that be on Beacon Hill 100% of the time isn't all that worthy and doesn't deserve to be recognized and represented in quite the same way. And my own view, as one of the people running at the top of the ticket, is we can't do enough to elect like-minded, reform-oriented, common-sense conservatives like Brad to our legislature on Beacon Hill, because more than anything else, what Massachusetts needs is a good solid dose of checks and balances, a good solid dose of both teams on the field, and a good solid dose of Brad Wyatt representing
There's a bag that we brought in with some props.
Props are good.
And she gets the bag. I just got to say, when I'm going out there and talking with the voters in the towns of Berlin and Boylston and Lancaster and Northborough and Clinton and Sterling, a lot of people have no idea that the opponent I have represents Boston and not Berlin. He represents lobbyists and not Lancaster. He represents interests, and he doesn't represent Sterling. As I go around, they have no idea the votes that he's taking. And one of the things we're doing with Mass Fiscal Alliance is trying to inform people of how their legislature votes. And once you have that one-to-one conversation with them, they can see why we need balance on the State House. So that's the first part I was going to say. Now, on to the props. Hold on.
You need Carol Merrill here to help you out with this?
Here we go. From my grandfather's shop. Help fight poverty worked.
Hear, hear.
We have all these different programs up on Beacon Hill, but I don't think they're working. It just doesn't seem like the process is working and people are finding jobs. Jobs are leaving. For a counterpoint, I got my Quest unemployment insurance update for my company with just one employee who's never taken unemployment insurance, Ted. Many of you may know him. And they went up 61% yesterday in my unemployment insurance. Okay? Retroactive to January 1st, and don't worry, they'll just take it out of your bank account. Okay? This is what we're fighting against. This is why we're running for office. Because we're sick and tired of people who have never created a job telling us what we need to do for jobs. So this was in my grandfather's factory, and I always saw it down there when I'd go down to his factory, and I just loved the hard work ethic, and that's what I tried to do every day when I went to work. The second prop, made right in USA. My father, he started a company in 1964. I don't think he got any evergreen solar energy tips. I don't think he got any workforce training grants. I think he did it with some smart people and hard work. And he made a product, made right in the USA. And he made these diamond blades, and we sold them all over the country, and it was a great thing. We provided jobs to people, and those jobs paid for kids' mortgages to go to college, paid for their homes, all sorts of different things. And yet that's gone because the people on Beacon Hill, they've lost control. The jobs are leaving. We know it. We're sitting in this room. No matter what they say, whatever statistics they have, if you go out there on the street, I get calls from people every week. Brad, do you have a job? Do you know where I could get a job? And I'm sure many of you are in the same boat. We need to fix that. So now I wanted to do the fun part of the program and show you some of the cool products that I have. This is a diamond blade. This is my dad used to build. We made them in our factory at 18 Grafton Street. We took some diamonds, we used some powdered metal, we sintered them together, and then we laser welded them on a core. It wasn't hard work, but it was good. It wasn't easy work, but it was good work. It created good jobs for people. And this is what we need to do, is start making things in Massachusetts again. And just two more cute little products we have. We have Mr. Bubbles. Who doesn't love Mr. Bubbles? You know, my grandfather, he made these out of his basement, and these salt and pepper shakers. And they may seem small, but at the end of the day, when you're making something, you're building value, and that's what we have to get back to in this economy. So, I know everybody's here. I don't like to speak for long, especially everybody's got better things to do than listen to a politician speak, and I don't even consider myself a politician yet, but here goes. Ronald Reagan once said, "There are no easy answers, but there are simple answers." And I'd like to say Massachusetts is broken, Beacon Hill is broken, and there is a simple answer. And that starts with electing a Republican governor like Charlie Baker and Republican legislators. I really sense, talking to the voters, that this is our cycle. We can get it done, but we need everybody's help. We're going to need every vote from all of our friends. We're going to need people to talk to their friends, talk to their neighbors, and say, we need to change Massachusetts. A one-party state just breeds corruption, fraud, abuse, waste. We need to fix this. So please talk to your neighbors and find a way to help on our campaign. If you don't help on Charlie's campaign, help out on my campaign. If you don't help on my campaign, help out on Kate's campaign, or Mike Morales, or Stephanie Fatman, or Ryan Fatman. There's plenty of good, solid candidates out there. And if we can get enough votes up there, we can actually start getting some debate up there. If we get some debate, we'll get some positive change. So I'm going to leave you with that. I do want to say a couple more things. When you run a campaign, the tough part about running a campaign is asking for money, asking for volunteers. But it takes money to deliver that message. It takes money to send mail, to get signs out, and to talk to the voters and let them know where you stand on the issues and persuade them. So donations are greatly appreciated, and I thank everybody who's given. And if you haven't, there's envelopes over here, and I really appreciate it. The second thing is canvassing. There are some people, especially the younger people, who may not have jobs yet. If they can possibly help out with the canvas, Amanda Sharon is my campaign manager right in front. Please see her afterwards. We're going to be doing canvasses all summer long until Election Day. And speaking of Election Day, that's really the day elections are won and lost. Okay? If you can, try to take off Election Day now. And trust me, your time will not be wasted now. We've got a great system now at the Mass GOP to try to target our voters and pull them out to the polls on Election Day. But we're going to need volunteers on Election Day to make that happen. So those are the things. If you can donate, donate. If you can canvass, canvass. And if you can take off November 4th, take off November 4th. Because I want to wake up on November 5th in a new state with a new governor. Thank you very much.
Yes.
And I guess that concludes our program unless my daughter wants to sing again.
Encore.